Okay.
You don't have the camera thing. Yes. Action.
So in the session 2 training, we got 4 things to talk about today. First is how to make termination payment. Second is generating the payment summaries. This is the end of payroll financial year we need to do. And this then start a new financial year. And the fourth one is how to lodge super. We are using Clearhouse to lodge the super payment. And for all the entities we're taking care, we use quarterly super payment. So we're looking to... So termination payments are very big things. But for our companies, we only need to focus on these 2, unused annual leave and leave loading. And the second is a payment in lieu of notice. So we take Jennifer as example. So terminated we assume terminated on 30th June 2014, and she still got 91 hours annual leave haven't been used. For this one, we can go to their personal payroll files. So in the payroll details, there is a tab called the entitlements. So total here is the annual leave she still left. So we use this way to check how many hours we should pay off. And the company decided to pay her extra 2 weeks pay. So her normal pay fortnightly is 1,971.15. So that's all money we should pay her. We're looking into the calculation things. So for the unused annual leave, so sick leave we don't pay off. So only pay off unused annual leave. So it's 91 hours annual leave, and then multiply hourly rate and equal the total we need to pay her. So the total number is so the total we need to pay her. The tricky part is how to calculate PAYG for this money. So it's not a fortnightly payment, so we can't just use MOB to do the normal pay slips. Because we set up the frequency of the normal pay slips is fortnightly. So there, the tax table is based on fortnightly tax table. So we can't use this number to do normal pay slips. And this is annually one, so we treat it as a 26 fortnight. Is allocated to a year. So it's being treated as 24 fortnights. And for a normal one, standard fortnight is 1971, and the PAYG is 344. Yeah. And divided this number by 26, so we got fortnight. Fortnight is 90.9. So after allocated this unused annual leave, her fortnightly pay increased to. So this is adjusted fortnightly pay gross pay. So we calculate PAYG based on this number. And there's a website. It's in the ATO website. You can do the PAYG calculate. So there's a tax calculator in ATO website. So in this website, you can double check the PAYG calculation things. You can choose weekly, fortnightly, monthly, or quarterly. We are doing fortnightly, so click this one. And her adjusted fortnightly pay is 2062.44. Yeah, click calculate. So we got this number, the PYG for the adjusted. So it's number here, 386. And the difference, so we calculate the difference. The difference is $42. So that means because of the unused annual leave, her fortnightly PAYG increased 42.6, and then we multiply 26 to calculate the annually PAYG. The number is so this is a PAYG for this number. So it's this part for the unused annual leave. So now we show here. This is our total number here. Is that clear? So this unused annual leave and the second part. The second part is the ETP part. So company decided to pay her 2 extra weeks pay for her. So the total number is 1971.15. This one is ETP, it's not normal pay slip. So it's not PAYG stuff. It's not PAYG. The thing called ETP, tax withheld. So the tax rate is different. There's only I think 3 tax rates for this part. We talk the tax rate later. So when we do the unused annual leave, before we do the normal pay slips, we didn't choose this one. Yeah, unused annual leave, we didn't choose this one. So when we do the unused annual leave on pay slips, we need to select this special part. And then they will show on the process payroll functions. So this is pay slips for the unused annual leave stuff. So unused annual leave 91 here, and then they automatically calculate the amount based on hourly rate. But for the PAYG part, we need to manually calculate out and manually type in for this $1,092. And then for the ETP, the employee termination payment, we got 2 components. One is ETP tax-free, one is ETP taxable components. Actually, we only need to consider about this taxable components things. This part is not anything to do with us. So for the rate, we got 3 different rates. So one is 31.5%. If the employee under 60, age 60, then we use this percent. If it's over age 60, we use 16%. 0.5%. So there's only two rates. Another one for the income gap. Here's income gap. So for example, if employee, the total annually gross wages is $120,000 a year, and when she terminated, the company paid her ETP. Paid her $130,000. So the total already more than So the total is over $180,000. So that would be a different tax rate. So under 180 part, so this part, 6,000, so 60,000. We assume this employee under 60, age 60. So we use this part, we use 31.5%. But for the part already above 180,000, we use a marginal rate, so it's 46.5% to calculate the ETP tax withheld. So it's a different part, but for us, we don't need to consider this part. So we're still doing training for staff. It's the same as unused annual leave. Before we do the ETP, we need to select some new categories. So the new category here is ETP tax-free, and one is ETP taxable. So we select these two categories under wages tab. And another one is called ETP tax withheld. So for this one is not in under wages categories, it's under deductions. So this one should be paid attention. So it's under deductions. And for the ETP tax withheld, it does not set up the rate automatically by system, so we need to put the rate down there. So the third step, we need to set up tax rate for ETP tax. It's the same as setting up for the annual leave rate. You just click the arrow things and come to this part. Because Jennifer is under age 60, so and her pay is not over 180, so we use 31.5% as ETP taxable wages. After setting up this one, the fourth step is process ETP payroll functions. And this part, check number, this black part, we put ETP there, so it's easy for us to check that. And in the memo, we write down how many actual weeks to pay to her. So actual 2 weeks pay in lieu of notice. Because this money is belong to ETP taxable, so we put this money here under ETP taxable. And ETP tax withheld, this part, because we already set up the rate, so they calculate it for us. But we need to pay attention for this part. When you type in this number, because the system, we already set up rate for annual leave and sick leave, we need to keep this part there. And the same as our superannuation, that is superannuation related. Is that clear?
So with Jennifer, her termination date was the 30th of June.
Yeah.
So she gave us the letter on the 21st of June, saying I'm going to quit next week, the last day will be the 30th. When do you run this process?
I check online the information so you can pay the termination pay within 12 months.
More to calculate the annual leave and the unused annual leave.
Yeah. So after the last pay slips, we calculate the unused annual leave.
So if she gave us the letter on the 21st of June, when would you run the annual leave in MYOB? Would you run it on the 30th or would you run it on the 21st?
21st. Oh, but depends on if 21st is the day. If 21st do like, if 21st is the last day of payroll, then we do 21st. If it's not, we wait until the last payroll. Because she actually already worked one week for the fortnightly, so we need to do the last pay slip first. Because that week still goes annual leave accrue. So after the last pay slip for her, then we do the unused annual leave.
So it's the last day you run the calculation?
Yeah, last day, yeah.
So is everyone clear with that one? You run it on the last, you run the payroll normally, and if she terminates within that week, you run this function on her last day.
Yeah. Ready? Okay. Okay. So the next part is generate payment summaries. So I just click, I talk about the procedure first, and then we do a lab example. So generate payment summary. Before that, we do payroll reconcile first, but that part we don't talk about today. There's under payroll functions, there's a button called print payment summaries. So we just click this one first, and then we enter into the whole process of payment summaries. The first we need to fill company information. But this part, if you already filled last year, so it automatically filled by this year, so we don't need to worry about this part a lot. And the second one, we need to select payment field and categories. This is the main part we need to select. So select payment field and categories. So this is a screenshot for this part. So we've got two columns here. One is payment summary field, one is select payroll categories. So if we click gross payments, and then we take, so all the one thing we take here, the number there will accumulated in gross payments categories. So for us, all the normal payments will be going to the gross payments. So adjustments, annual leave, loading, back pay, base salary, bonus, commission. For SG, we got car allowance for visa, but this part is separate. So commission, first aid allowance, management allowance, public holidays, Saturday, and all the different rates, and the part here, unused annual leave. So we put this one under gross payments. It belongs to the wages. So we need to set the gross payments, and for the ETP part, because in last financial year, Jennifer got terminated and Sarah got terminated, so we got two. When you generate payment summaries, if the employee terminated, you got two payment summary for them. One is normal payment summary, the second one is ETP payment summary. But for the system, they automatically generate the ETP part, so for this part we don't need to set up. The only thing we need to set up is gross payment and allowance. So keep going.
Sorry.
So this part finished. So next step is reportable employer super, like super salary sacrifice or some we don't have, so leave this part empty. And the reportable fringe benefit we don't have, so leave empty. And the next step is save payment summaries. So when you save payment summaries, if you got ETP payment in the financial year, they will automatically pop out a window to say generate ETP payment summaries. So we go this way. So when you click save payment summaries, they will automatically pop out these windows. So for this part, we need to choose. So the benefit tab. So this one, the number already there automatically, so we not manually tap in. But for this part, payment date, when did you pay off this termination pay? We assume we did on 30th of June 2014. And the benefit tab, we got a lot of different tabs, but for us, we use all. Which is a payment in lieu of notice. So you see a lot of different, all kinds of employee termination payments. It's all different policy or rate to calculate. So after this one, just click OK. And then we can generate all the payment summary and save the electronic copies in our folder. And the thing we need to look is 14th of July. We need to mail out the payment summary by 14th of July. So for the employees still working for us, we can hand the pay slips, the hard copy to Lisa or staff manager, they can give to them. But for the terminated employees, we must mail them out, or mail out and email both. So make sure they can get our payment summaries by 14th of July. Okay, this part there. So we do a lab example first. So we put Jennifer's terminated pay into MLB system. So we go to card file and list employee and find out Jennifer Watson and payroll details, wages, we collect unused annual leave, and ETP tax for ETP tax book, and in deductions. Click ETP tax withheld, and then click OK. Then we're back to the payroll functions, process payroll. And for this one, only process individual. Jennifer, the payment date we assume is 30th of June. transfers. Hardy's to Jennifer and Jennifer. Wages. So select ETP taxable, ETP taxable, and unused annual leave. Then deductions, ETP taxable is held. And then back to the payroll functions process. So we do the unused annual leave first. She got 91.2 hours unused annual leave. So tap here, delete this one. So this one is based on the fortnightly rate, so we already manually calculated out. So the P value should be 1092. There's no annual leave accrual for this part. So delete that. So this one should be minus. So the for unused annual leave, you only need to pay her this amount. Maybe it's held as part of tax. Click OK. And then record it. As we do the normal pay slips. And then we do the ETP part. We put ETP here. And we pay her extra. So 2 weeks. So we delete this out. US taxable, ETP taxable, so we put 21.5 here. Sorry, we got to set up ETP tax withheld. So back to deduction, ETP here. So we use 31.5. It's not gross pay, it's taxable, ETP taxable. So should be 31.5% ETP taxable. Click OK. In lieu of no tax. So it's just for pass here. So delete PYG part. Delete this part. It's not so bad. So to keep this like this. So then so the page should be this part. And then click OK. It's the same as normal payslip recorded. We need to save them, print out, save them, but we don't do now. And then we go to the payment summary generation part. Here, the print payment summary. So click this part. So we do this part, enrollment, and next. So here's the company details. So we already filled them out, so we don't need to do every year, we just automatically there. Then do next. So here's a list, all the lists we should do. So one by one, so company information, next. Payment summary field, so gross pay. Payments here, we need to take unused annual leave. car allowance we don't have for bank staff, but we do have for SG termination. For this one, if you click here, so taxable companies, ETP taxable, free, so it's automatically already taken off. And then next, reportable, so we just keep this at 0. We don't have any extra super. We don't have FBT stuff, keep it at 0. And then review. So for this part, I'm not sure why or 2/3 of them already terminated, but they still show on the list. But there's no pay for them. So when we click save payment, we enter the payment date. This one for the terminated pay. So just click OK, and then we pop these windows. We put date is 30th June. And we need to choose benefit. So it's because it's death, terminated all. So you choose life. We've got different kinds of terminated. So let's have a look here. Early retirement scheme or invalidate. So we choose for us. And then click OK. So for this part, if the employee does not provide us the taxation number, we can't process the payment summaries. So for year before, we don't have e-information system, so we have no idea what the taxation number. So we just put 90 down there first. So after this, we should be save payment summaries. Just save in your local or our server. Already saved, so we don't want double. And then click next. Click next. So here, we need to click this one, create this file. This is called annual report. So this file we need to load to ATO. So it's not for our internal use, it's for ATO stuff. So we need to create this one, and also we can save in your local disk. I already saved this one, so we will save now. So cancel. And then next, then we finish. But usually after you generate the payment summaries, it's better to back up. But I used to back up before we start new payroll years. So finish now. So this is a payment summary process. Any questions for this one?
The payment summary is when it's terminated, you do the payment summary.
No, it's the end of financial year you do payment summaries.
Okay.
So payment summaries is for individual to do tax return.
Once a year.
Yeah, once a year. So I'll show you this one, payment summaries.
Is it the payment summary to the current employee and the terminated?
Yeah, for the last financial year, for the whole financial year, who works for you?
I mean, are they different when you do the payment summary for the current employee and the terminated employee?
Yes.
Yes, if one.
Like for Sarah Golden, she terminated last financial year. Oh, can I show you payment summaries? So here's a normal payment summaries. So here's a normal one. Everybody got one by 14th of July. And here's ETP ETP payment summary. So this is a special one. So for all the employees who terminated, we got 2 payment summaries, but only for part-time and full-time, casual, no terminated things.
Okay.
So it's separate. Because they calculate under different tax rate, so you need to separate them. Here's a payment summary example. Any other questions?
So for the last working periods for the employee, they actually have 3 pay slips or 1 pay slip, so all those things together. I mean, you record 2 transactions, one is for the unpaid
So 3 pay slips.
3.
Yeah, because
One
all different rates, so you can't put them together.
One is normal working payments, another is unused everything and pay slip.
Yeah, so 3. And then end of the year, go 2 payment summaries.
Yeah.
So the next step, after we generate the payment summaries, we mail the payment summary out. The next step is to give the information to ATO. So we launch annual report. So the annual report is a file we saved, the very long one. So the file's name is called this one. So after we print, we save payment summary through the functions. The last step is save these files in our local disk. From this year, we can launch our annual reports through Business Portal, the one we are using to launch banks. So we just go to our Business Portal. Here's a screenshot for the Business Portal. So here, launch file. Then do you want to text or launch this file? So we do text first to make sure they can receive our launchment. So we do test first. If the test is successful, they will give us email. Then we launch the real file. And the same, after the file launched successfully, we also got email confirmation. So have the Business Portal. So we log in. Website, you click here, launch file. Allow me to launch it. Anyway, here's a screenshot. After you click launch, it will show this part. So you click text, and it's called browse. So the file where you save them. So text first. And then to tap our account's email address. So this will receive the confirmation of emails. So after this, and then the payment summaries will be finished. So this file also will be submitted for 14th of July. So the same date.
Which date?
14th of July.
14th of July.
Yeah. So it's 14th of July. It's a due date.
Everyone.
Yes, every company payment summaries. And also we need to, I think 14th of July also because if you didn't start close the last financial year, you can't do the new financial year's payroll. The MLB doesn't allow you to do both of the year. So after we submit the payment summaries, then we can start the new financial year, the new payroll year actually. So click file. Let's just start the new year. There's two parts: new financial year and new payroll year. So we do new payroll year first. So we click new payroll years. But the point is we must back up company files before we start new payroll years. So after we start the new payroll years, we need to load the payroll tax tables. This year the rate does not change, but next year we'll do a little change. So every year in July we need to load the payroll tax tables. So after that, then the new year's begins. So that's a very simple procedure. So how you so here file, start a new year, start new payroll year. Back up, just back on here. So this take a long time, so we don't do now. Or a backup. So for the backup, we save under each company's MLB folder, like GBS. There's a backup folder here. So end of the year 2014. So this one saved for the payroll years. So just name it end of payroll years, so you can separate which one is for the payroll stuff. So after backup, then we continue. So next year, we end of 30th June 2015, then continue. Yeah, start new year. After that, then set up, load payroll tax tables. Just delete it. That's it. So if you want to check is a new financial year or not, so to check from here, general payroll information. So here shows 2015, that means it's a new one. Yeah, that's the part. Yeah.
Where is that tax table comes from?
Our website, the online, download from online.
At the background update itself.
The ourselves. So not our manually load, no, we just download it.
If you didn't do the payment summary, so you can't set up.
You can, but after you set up, you can't generate payment summaries. So you must generate payment summary first, because if you start a new year, all the past year is there. So you must generate payment summary first. You can sell first, and then generate payment summaries, and then start new year. You can sell. So just the wages. So this one's activity report. So we do these three reconciliations. So activity report, we go the, I'll show here activity reports. We got the example here. So here's the activity report we talked about yesterday. So we got the wages here. So assume this is a whole year's number. So we got wages here. So this part should be equal to the wages expense EP&L. And we also got another report called wages to turnover for double check. So this number here also should be matched this number. So if this number matched, this means yes, there's no error in MLB or number is right. So after reconciliation, then we generate payment summaries before 14th of July. That's the key part. And then start here. So it's turnover. The report we talked about yesterday to double check the wages.
File.
Sorry.
It's in your file, which is to.
Yes, this one's under reporting folder. So it's just an Excel support documents.
The three numbers should be equal.
Yeah, it should be equal. So we check wages expense. We check wages expense. And super expense. We check these two things, and another one is PYG. So check PYG is not check with balance sheet. We check the PYG, we generate, sorry, number here. So the text is here. We check this number to the number we lodged in the ATO website. So we need to double check this part. So the PYG things. So after we pay the last quarter's PYG, the PYG liability should be 0. So this part.
When will 0? The first, the start.
No, the PYG liability in the balance sheet should be 0. That means the one we payment withheld is the same as we load into our ATO. Okay, that's the whole things for the payment summaries. And for quarterly things, there's a super payment. Super payment is quite straightforward. So here's the procedure. Just generate payment payroll activity reports, login clearinghouse. All the login details is under the software and IT registration sheet. And then lodge super and BPay. We use BPay to pay the super. So activity reports, as we said before. So here, the expense is for super. The super expense here. So we print out this form first. And then we log into the clearinghouse. So after login, this is a screenshot of our clearinghouse. And then we click payments, and then instructions. After you click instructions, it will show here payment details. So each employee is here, and we put, because the 9.5% is called our super guarantee, is a minimum or compulsory super we should pay to employee. So we put our numbers in this part. And after all the number type in, we just click submit. Submit here. Then they will generate our pay slips with our BPay details. And the next step is to create payments in bank. Any questions?
Key dates for super?
Oh, 28. So the date is 28th. 28th, because we do the quarterly, so it's 28th of October, January, April, and July. So every company we taking care is quarterly super. So that's a due date. And for the super pay slips, do you remember the file system we talked about yesterday? Under human resources, so TGS, so our server, global business bar, the balance bar, head office, there's a human resources folder, employee information, in H02, there's a super payment. So we see all the payment slips here. So financial year first, and then which quarter. So this is a new one. So it's how the pay slip looks like. All the payment information here and the details down here. So and then print out this one and attach it with activity reports. And then ask Michael to sign approval, and then we can process the payment. Okay, that's all I want to talk about. Any questions? Yeah.
Do employees need to be notified of when superannuation payments are made?
No, I didn't. Do they need to?
That everyone can check the super account in the cloud. Each
Yeah.
owner.
Not sure if that's the
Yeah.
question.
For example, just
If I leave the,
if we didn't pay them and we didn't tell the super company it's already terminated, they will email us to say why you didn't pay their super. Double check. They are a super company because that 9.5% is compulsory one.
oh,
So you must pay them. So if their super company didn't receive our payment, they will email us to check.
so every
Quarter.
every quarter or summer, we should ask the super company. Has the my
No, the super company will email you if they didn't receive their numbers. Super.
every quarter?
Yes.
I never received.
So people are paying or
Yeah, they pay
but super
But
payment.
if you paid it,
No. If you didn't pay, you didn't gonna pay.
You will receive the super company.
Your super company
They
will.
will tell you how much money you haven't paid. for
No,
the
they
super.
didn't tell you how much. It's just ask your company. Have you paid this member's super? Like company didn't pay you or you terminated. So company stopped to pay your super, but the company didn't tell your super company you terminated. Then they will email us to say why the company does not pay you. The individual.
not say that. If we miss the email, we can't know.
Anything else?
Yes. My question is when we enter the rate into annual fee, this one.
Yeah.
Yes, and we choose the tab as ETP textbook.
Yeah.
So we separate them. Why we can't put it to the same one?
What's the same one?
I mean gross.
Because no, if you put in a gross, you can't generate the ETP payment
So you
summaries.
cannot separately in one file.
No, you can't. It's different. So ETP taxable is special for terminating pay. Gross pay wages is means ordinary pay.
So
So it's different categories. You can't put together.
ATO require us to separate it.
It's yes, it's not just company
Legal
policies.
requirement.
Yeah.
Another question, like the gross rate, this one, on the base knowledge of attorney pay,
Yeah.
this underage gross
60.
pay, yeah, 31. The other one is 60 or 46.
Oh. So one is 31.5.
Yeah.
One is 64. These are two main things. 46.5 is for marginal rate. This one only for your annual gross wages plus your terminated pay over 180,000.
Per year?
Yeah, and then you will use this rate.
Okay. Where can we get this rate?
Website, ATO website. There's a file called ETP taxable rate. We have a training folder in our operation team, so all the supported documents already printed out. So everybody want to check the things, you can go there, the training folder. It's separated by MLB, tax, and payroll stuff.
Thank you.
Another question about ATP. When we withhold the tax and how we lodge it and pay it? Because I remember in business portal.
Yeah, so this one I need to do a research. I just found there's a they link to payroll liabilities, not PAYG things. So I
Yeah,
need to search
that's
for that.
You didn't talk about the super after financial year the super payment. You should set up a new
Oh no need, supposedly do it. There's no financial things.
because
Oh, you mean the rate?
yeah.
Oh, the rate. So it's super rate. You set up in the hard file, hard list. So any employee can choose one. After you change one employee's super rate, they change all of them.
Oh.
So go to superannuation guarantee. And So you change this one to 9.5%. After you change this one, all employees will change.
Or only once for all?
Yes. They only got one super rate. So 9.5%, and you click OK.
One more question.
Yeah.
Could you please show us how to enter the rate of 46.5 for EDP? How to enter it? Because we only enter 31 for Jennifer in the example.
Yeah.
If Jennifer's case is over 180 solis,
Yeah.
then how we enter the same rate? Because it's calculated for different parts, so how we enter the rate in?
I think it's just separate.
So we generate two transactions. First is for 180, the other one is
Honestly, I don't know. Actually, we don't need to worry about this part.
I'm just
I don't,
interested.
yeah, for the other trainings. Yeah, because 180 is not many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who will pay you
Few
terminating
people.
120,000? So we don't worry about now, maybe later. Any other questions?
That's much. So the sick leave.
Does not pay off. If they pay off, it's different part. It's not unused annual leave.
Yesterday we talked about if one employee only can ask sick leave once per week.
No, that's not this rule. You can ask 2 days, but over 2 days for our government's rules, after 2 days, you need to give us a certificate from medical certificate. So the doctor say you really sick.
Okay. So if so every time we can, if we know certificate only can stay two days.
Yeah, within 2 days. Over 2 days, certificate you have to 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Clap.
Thank you.